Hi there. Sorry, this area is off limits to port vision. Oh, wait half a second. You're the inspector. Sorry about that. I'll buzz you right in. Feel free to have a look around, ma'am.
So this is where Slug houses all its completely legally obtained inventory, hmm?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Is Fight Night still on then?
Yeah, we're on. Got 500 riding on Dr. Billy.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Dr. Billy? What's he a doctor of?
The biology of this sprat is highly unusual. This sprat has been in contact with multiple parasites, yet shows no symptoms of infection. An excellent point, Inspector. The unique immunological subsystem found in sprats is advantageous in fending off parasites, pathogens, and... A cursory analysis of this organism's anatomy suggests it was bred deliberately for its unusual... Based on Slug records of board-issued punitive sanctions against sublight salvage and shipping, this sprat is most likely intended for cage fighting.
Slug certainly goes out of its way to make it seem like they're trying to hide their illicit activities. Quite the denial of reality.
Hey there, little buddy.
Wait! Maybe this N-ray warning isn't decorative.
Gosh, this is so neat. A real... Okay, just like... Right, so... That's the weird part. There's no pattern. I ask you, who would steal a handful of Spacer's Choice Sabers, so dull they can barely cut mud, but Ugh. Who'd be desperate enough to want to steal a... Yeah, probably not. No one's dumb enough to think Spacer's Choice Sabers are worth Then there's the most recent theft, 5 boxes of pens and a couple of soda. That's probably... Everyone here at Freight Storage and Processing, for a start. Thing is, best I can figure, it's probably getting lost. As for who has access there, Benton Chan, he's the shipping yard man. Could be. Those things will break. That's Benton's area, but last time I asked... Brain dead, maybe. But no. Hopefully... Oh... Oh no. I forgot to delete all of those incriminating messages I sent about which cargo to Nah. I do have a list of cargo that's...
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. This copy of TK contains 142 fewer pages than a standard copy. The missing pages were likely removed to create sufficient space for the hidden listening device inside. Inspector, please consider speaking into the device in order to trace the transmission and reveal the receiver's location. Poor woolly cow impression transmitted. Transmission analysis complete. While the precise location of the receiver could not be pinpointed, it has been narrowed down to a smaller, approximate range. Analysis inconclusive. However, there is a minor accumulation of dust particles present on the book's uppermost surface. 98.3% of the dust particles This unit is The area within a 0.5 meter radius of the book possesses a dust coating. That is highly likely.
What's that you found? No, wait. Don't tell me. Let's save it for the big reveal once you've solved the case.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Transmission endpoint discovered. The receiver in this book matches the transmitter to the listening device found in Cedric's office. It's somewhat grime-covered. Due to the high level of foot traffic in this area, based on the accumulated mix of sludge and detritus, the receiver has been present since approximately a week before Helen's death. Timeline discrepancy detected. Inspector, this loading automechanical's programming does not match factory default settings. The standard defensive protocol has been modified to include an Slug automechanical maintenance records indicate this particular unit is frequently reported as out. There is a directive in place to initiate defensive protocol should an unsanctioned data log installed in this automechanical be removed. For Type K-19 cargo transport automechanicals, defensive protocol is triggered by once triggered, defensive protocol targets the perpetrator in a
Loading automechanical unit K-14 is fully... How can this... Certainly. Ejecting. Data log. Alert. Failsafe protocol triggered. Understood. This unit is programmed to... The ejected data log contains instructions to move cargo shipment 6, 8, 7. It also contains instructions to move randomized cargo ship. Apologies. This unit... Kill mode. Re-engage.
Here they come!
Nice hit!
Captain, quick! You one of the new...
Don't think I know you. Yep, that sure is the passphrase. You're looking for cargo from our ship, the Rat King. Small package, wrapped in brown paper. It got moved to the shipping yard, but I'm not completely sure where. It is! Never heard of a freelancer getting a package before it's even asked for. You wouldn't also happen to have the key to my cell, would you? Huh, figured that would be too convenient. Anyway, next step is bringing that package to Joseph Dempsey. He runs the Eridanos Dry Goods and Sundry. This is gonna sound a little stupid, but I got a thing about mechanicals. Don't like the way they move. I was drinking with Dash in the camp. Don't know what happened next, but I think it involved another mechanical. No co-
Welcome back. The Eridanos... A shipment, you say? The only shipment I'm expecting. And I certainly don't expect it to be... Is that supposed to be some kind of code phrase? It has no nuance, no I learn about secret codes in my off time. I reckon you would have turned me in by now if you intended to. And I don't suspect you're lying. Follow me to the back. All right. So, as you can see, this actually ain't the most standard and unremarkable general store this side of Halcyon. Welcome to my black market. Whatever you're here for. Sorry for the frosty reception. Had to make sure you weren't with the constable. But seeing how... Regular wares? Sure. Here's your pay. Good doing business with you, especially seeing how you didn't take this to the constable. Would have been a mighty pain in my tail end. See? No. But I might tell you what... Let's have a little look. Contraband weapon parts, a few... Oh, and a canister of trimethyl sulfoxide. Where dimethyl sulfoxide is good at keeping folks in stasis...
Hope the job's coming along well. No sign of the... Excellent. Let's divvy up the pay... Thank the law. Should be just enough to get Cass out of her damn cell. I guess breaking even is better than leaving with your partner in the clink. You might not be Hawthorne, but you can sure resolve a problem like he could. Maybe better. Thanks again for...
Inspector. To what? Ooh, I love this part. Well, still, you said you've determined... Damn, you're good. Hacking the Automex. So that was our skimmer's game. But why? Everything that was stolen has seemed random. So, our culprit had something specific they wished to acquire and used the random theft as a smokescreen. I must say, Inspector, you've done excellent work on this case. Then that just leaves how the culprit knew where their true target would be, or indeed, that Slug would soon possess it. Am I right to think what you found in my office earlier was the other half of this listening device? She, Inspector. She could hear everything. The bug belongs to me, Inspector. I lent it to Halcyon Helen to assist her with role research. Unbelievable. I helped her, gave her whatever she needed. I thought we were doing each other a good turn. I can't begin to guess at her motive. If it was to spit in my face, she'd be pleased to know she succeeded. This is a betrayal, Inspector. I do not take betrayal lightly. Helen should consider herself very lucky indeed that she is already among the dead, and that some other bastard beat me to putting her in the ground. Yes. There is, however, a slight chronological incongruency to it. I now have a... If I'd known Helen was stealing from me, I may very well have killed her. Oh, that is good, Inspector. Now you are thinking in the manner you must if you intend to get to the bottom of the... I wish you luck with your investigation, though I doubt you'll need it. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must find a way to excise my anger that minimally damages my business empire.
Inspector, not a moment to... Ruth Bellamy was killed by plasma damage to the upper vertebrae, the occipital bone, and the cerebellum. If it's any consolation, her death... I've also discovered a poisonous compound in Miss Bellamy's stomach lining ingested during her last... Spencer Woolrich complained of a stomach ailment around the same time period. I assumed he was being, you know... Oh, most certainly. Well, possibly they were trying to make her extremely uncomfortable, but I suppose killing her would also satisfy... The thought occurred to me. I tested this hypothesis by vacating the contents of my stomach and testing for the slightly elevated levels of mercury and an alarming amount of blue food coloring. But other than that, no. I'm certain it wasn't, as you put it, just... I did science. Oh. Oh, how curious. I wonder if this has something to do with the autopsy process. She was Halcyon, but as soon as I cut her open, I stopped thinking of her as Halcyon Helen. You're a freelancer of some repute. Surely you're no stranger. Although, I suspect you do most of your... I do keep logs of every patient I treat. Despite appearances, I'm not merely a coroner. I'm very... What I'm about to tell you... I'd much rather work for Slug than Rizzo's. Rizzo's makes a great show about the happiness of its workers. I'm paid well. I work hard. I'm given respect and a reasonable degree of freedom. Cedric Kincannon runs a tight ship. Will there be... What? Sorry, this mask. Sometimes I can't hear correctly. Maria's been killed. Rather harmless on its own. Common ingredient in medicine. Potassium chloride when delivered in a cocktail of neurotoxin and paralytic... Oh, merciful law. Maria and I were frequently at loggerheads. We disagreed on practically everything. It didn't help. Was. Apologies, Inspector. I don't have...
We should try to solve the puzzle.
The Grand Colonial front desk warmly How may I... I'd love to, Inspector, but I don't really have the authority. Moreover, the guest... That's a good point. If they give me guff, I can just tell them that they're obstructing justice. That has a nice ring to it. Let me just set you up with VIP guest floor access. Done. You can now come and go as you please.
Aha! If you see Black Hole Birdie, be...
Zeke Hannigan, Rizzo's Ranger's 16th bat. What can I do? About half my life, except for the... Since it's the off-season, we're helping support the launch of... Just between you and... Oh, it's Birdie's take... So... I'm ashamed to admit it, but... Me and a couple of the... We didn't kiss Constable. No, we lost. But he was definitely... Oh, Helen kept... What? Law, no... Miss... Just... What?
What in the... How... Never mind. I don't think I want to know.
Timeline discrepancy multiple discrepancies detected. First discrepancy. Woolly cows are an import species for the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve and are incapable. Second discrepancy. This woolly cow is dangerously inebriated with Rizzo. An accurate observation, Inspector. This woolly cow is suffering from symptoms consistent with a hangover. A brief survey of this area reveals that the most recent occupants were athletes belonging to the Rizzo's Rangers Tossball Club. A brief survey of localized property damage. This unit was... Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. A single footprint, size 10, tossball cleat-sized. The soil in this residue contains a very high concentration of oxygen. Well done, Inspector. The weather monitoring station at the pilot house substitutes for a terraformer. The soil in this footprint likely came from there. Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. The charged fragments of a letter lies at the bottom. Unfortunately, most of the writing is beyond recovery.
Ooh, maybe they had to put a body in store.
Someone burned this letter shortly after Halcyon Hill.
It ain't stealing if no one sees.
Timeline discrepancy detected. This bottle, recently discarded, contains residue from foreign substances. Chemical analysis complete. This unit has detected oil, terrare, blood. Yes, Inspector. Logical analysis indicates these substances cause extreme gastrointestinal distress in humans. This bottle contains
I can take a hint.
About time you arrived. I see you haven't dressed the way I asked you to, but I expect a complaint to management. Now, unless you'd like... You've fallen right into my trap, Captain. Oh, don't bother to fight back. You cannot hope to... How does the scenery taste? Wait a moment. You're not wearing a bellhop's ID, which must mean you're not... Oh, no, this is curious indeed. You're here to investigate me? Oh, I assure you... That was a quote from The Retiree's Revenge, in which I played an... Now, what shall I sign first? Your weapon? Your wallet? Or perhaps something, a little... Do you mean to say you're not a fan? Well, then how did you get in here? The only staffer cleared for... Oh. Oh! Hello. Hi. Terribly sorry, Inspector. I didn't realize it was you. You know, now that I look at you, you're the... Ask me anything at all. I'm sure. You think? Indeed. I suspect poison. And who would be most likely to poison me but Chef Anwar? Oh, we've clashed almost non-stop about his slop preparation. How alarming! Is that a jibe? Could you imagine? None that I could... How awful. I was meditating of... Respectfully, Inspector, it is rather... All acted. She taught me it for my role in the unemployed... Needless to say, being able to... Yeah, actually, only since I've been at the Colonial. The unemployed cometh was shot on sight. That makes it... I cannot recommend her services enough. If you haven't been to see her yet, you really should. Bellamy has been my co-star throughout the autumn of my career. I should like to think In fact, I cannot name a single role in the last 10 years that did not involve her in some way, unless you count the uncredited silent shopkeep on Melissa's... Oh, it wasn't. And don't think I haven't picked up on your tone. Resenting Bellamy is one thing, but killing her is another completely. It's also beneath me. Oh, come now, Inspector. What do you take me for? I'm an old man. I neither have the time nor the willpower to kill people for fun. Besides, I have my reputation to think of. I suppose... Oh, have you now? That, yes. Yes. This hotel. What? That damned bellhop. Well, if you must know, it's, an appetite suppressant. How do you think I keep my form so lithe? TessaraVejgan glands keep me... Tampering? No, no, no. I just happened to be passing through the kitchen and saw it. Oh, well, there's... Maybe I just wanted to see what was in it. Oh, law. What a pathetic defense. As it so happens, I may not have had the terror. But before you indict me, please, just... I will. TessaraVejgan glands aren't supposed to be lethally poisonous. They're supposed... She would have had to eat 6 or 7 of the glands to die. And even then, it... I was just getting to that. I only wanted her to be incapacitated during the Brown unveiling. Please think twice about telling the administrator. Tell him it... My law, if you aren't a sadist. If I have a coronary before you make your decision...
Real slick. You gotta teach me that.
Aha! To the...
Yes? Are you here for the double rack of... Oh, don't give me that look. Let me see if I can pencil you in. Weren't you listening? Is this some kind of a joke? We're not No, we don't!
Here! Just take it.
Just take it and don't act. You're the inspector? Of course I did. I would never allow anyone else to touch the meals of so important a guest. Well... Oh my law, this is the end, isn't it? Spencer Woolrich and Bellhop Owens were underfoot in the kitchen as I was preparing Helen's meal. Either one of them could have tampered with the food when I was fetching ingredients. I understand your reluctance, but... I just... Constable Key... Well, it's a breach of professionalism, of course. Why else? What? Truly? That's an alarming business oversight. Instead of volatile chemicals, But I don't believe that was a risk with Helen. I may have taken some time to... Yes, but not specifically. Owens often procures exotic ingredients from the creature. Mr. Woolrich often finds the hotel's meal. While I could appreciate someone with a discerning palate for once, I believe that Mr. Woolrich, if you wish to speak with... Thank you for your...
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. This is a bottle of unreleased Rizzo's product. Helen appears to have attempted to use it to spell something as she expired, but all she managed was a sticky bee. Rizzo's Spectrum Brown has not yet been released for consumption. Spectrum Brown was scheduled to be unveiled at the Eridano's This hypothesis is plausible. Now calculating likelihood of Halcyon Helen using her low to moderate.
Mr. Bertie Holcomb is indeed known to frequent places of leisure.
Correct. Bertie Black Hole Holcomb is a registered guest at the Accessing guest data. The Grand Colonial Hotel is proud to serve the following VIP. This evidence has been recorded for later reference. Now generating pre-approved complement.
Next stop.
Even the air in here feels too sweet.
Everything's so soft and silky and expensive.
So this is what a clean room smells like.
Inspector, I've just received word that Constable Keene is dead. Halcyon Helen, Leora Blossom, Maria Keene. There's a murderer on the loose, Inspector. You must stop them. I don't have Maria to count on anymore, so I'm counting on you. The Needler was among Helen's belongings. Whoever stole it must have been able to... Maria was my sole representative in Cedric's territory. The entire hotel staff is on his payroll. Anyone... Maria devoted her entire life to our vision. She was absolute. I promised myself I'd reward her after we launched Spectrum Brown. I'd make... She was also our voice of reason. Why were you going through Maria's... Any upgrades to valuable automechanicals must be authorized by... And you need to focus on the... I'm pleased to hear that. Bertie Holcomb is a valuable... When Helen was murdered, Bertie was nowhere to be found. Oh, dear law. Yes, I know about the woolly cow. Constable Bertie himself was no... Be plain with me, Inspector. Understood. I'd like you to continue your... I appreciate that. I'd rather keep Bertie within the public eye than let him languish in a bar at the docks. I'll make my report of your investigation in... Excellent. I trust you have a name. Oh, I am disappointed. I'd always believed Mr. Woolrich a man of high character. It pains me to order the arrest and detention of someone I admired. I'd like you to continue investigating Helen's murder. You've found the poisoner, but her killer remains at large. Ms. Leyva earned that title, but not for the reasons you'd expect. The profit business has been profitable for the hotel. Not so much for Ms. Leyva's followers. So, tell me. Really? Undignified. Does the profit strike you as a reasonable... Arresting the Prophet could spell the end of her career. But that's a sacrifice. Thank you for the update, Inspector. I'll include closely, I trust. Tell... That doesn't surprise me. Cedric practically stole his way to Eridanos. With that in mind, do you think... Fair enough, Inspector. I won't try to influence... Unfortunately, even I don't have the authority to detain Cedric. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I've already lost Dr. Blossom and Constable Keene, but at least Cedric's a...
Aha!
You again! Please.
Impressive, as always.
My head down.
Inspector, I've been waiting for this. Tell me, I beg your pardon. There's nothing to prove. I don't understand. I expect you to deliver the name of... We're done. You what? Now wait just a minute. That data was acquired illegally. All right, fine. Let's do this your way. You say I programmed Burbage to fire on Helen. Why? Helen was... I admit, I have been encouraging you to resolve this case as quickly as possible. Helen's death is a stain on our reputation. I don't want it becoming permanent. It wasn't enough that she smile for our cameras and kiss a bottle of Spectrum Brown. No, she had to know what was in it, how it was made, why it was made. Of course I lost my nerve. Helen was going to ruin everything. I don't see any point in continuing this charade. Yes, I killed Helen. No cameras, no witnesses. They are not parasites. These creatures are a gift. Wait, don't move a muscle. Someone's just tripped my alarm. And my security defenses. And killed my patrols. The distillery is under attack. Someone's after me, Inspector. I need you over here right now. Now? Damn it. Someone's interfering with my transmission.
Whoever the real killer is, I got a feeling they're going after Mr. Ludovico. We need to catch up to him. Fast.
I guess, if we have to. Getting kind of tired of kicking my heels up in the penthouse all day.
We should definitely go. As for help...
From the depths of Terra 2 to the heights of Eridanos.
Think of this as an opportunity to teach Mr.
Aha! To the... there later, Inspector. I was just hoping you'd find me standing over the administrator's corpse.
What in law's name? Halcyon Helen, how are you still alive?
Oh, is that Ludovico I hear? Perfect. I'm so glad he's still in the building. Would you mind letting him know I'm about to blow his whole operation to flinders? Brace yourself, Inspector. You're about to learn the big... Halcyon Helen was never one person. I shared this role with my twin sister, Belinda.
A twin? The only thing worse than being an only child has gotta be having a perfect sibling. Can you imagine?
Two people inhabiting the same life. Existentially challenging, philosophically speaking.
Belinda and I were the best kept secret in the business. Nobody could tell us apart. And certainly not a peevish, petty, miserable little worm like Quentin Ludovico. So when I discovered the truth, when I realized what Ludovico was about to unleash on this colony, Belinda paid the price.
Yes, Helen, I did it. Is that what you wanted to hear? I'd do it again. If it means defending Halcyon's future, I'd do it in a heartbeat.
Tell the truth, Ludovico. There's nothing safe about Spectrum Brown.
They're not parasites. These creatures are symbiotic life forms. The symbiotes evoke a feeling of joy in their host. A bliss so pure, so profound as to render the most exquisite recreational substance obsolete. Oh, don't you see, Inspector? A host only turns violent if they're carrying too many symbiotes, or if they see you as a threat. In its Listen to me. I never wanted to take a life, but I had no choice. But what about Helen? What about all the innocent...
No one I crossed off was... Have you met Dr. Blossom? She was practically a reptile. A cold-blooded psychopath who toyed with human lives and... Leora Blossom wasn't a person. She was a weapon in Ludovico's arsenal. The mascot was a spy working for Ludovico. He was ordered to keep an eye on Belinda and I, and report back to...
You're being paranoid. I barely knew the fellow.
Don't try to deny it. Anywhere Belinda and I went, that mascot was the... He was a Rizzo's employee. He belonged to Ludovico, Dr. Leora Blossom, Maria Keene, that flackwit of a mascot. I went through... She was on Ludovico's side. When she realized I was alive, she refused. I gave Maria a chance. I told her about Belinda. I asked for her help, but she turned... Maria had a duty to her company, and I had a duty to Belinda. We both did what we had. You know what you need to do. Help.
Don't listen to... Listen to me. Throw in with Helen and you just think of the future.
You want me to explain my grand plan? We've talked enough. It's a deal.
Couldn't agree more. The last thing this colony needs is more grinning idiots.
We don't have a lot of time. We need to get...
Not so fast. I've sealed the... I'm sorry to do this to you, Inspector. Truly I am. If it's any consol... Goodbye,
Damn it. He sealed us in, but I think I know... Head through that door. There's another way out. stopped the Ludovico's operations, but he's still at large. This entire complex has been exposed to those parasites. Law only knows how many they've infected. Most of them won't even know they're carrying a parasite inside of them. If they're showing symptoms, it's probably already too late. Boundless energy, insufferable joy, an almost saccharine attitude of optimism. Then just like that, parasites bursting out of their bodies, fat and wriggling with vital energy. You're a step ahead of me, Inspector. Clearly a woman of many talents. An airborne pesticide of some kind. I think you may be onto something. Not here. See you soon.
It's strange. When you walk through that door, I half expected to see Belinda. Belinda and I practically shared a life. Losing her feels like losing a limb. She's conspicuous by her absence. Thank you, but no. I can't grieve properly while Ludovico... We shut down Ludovico's distillation plant, but he's not gonna sit idly by. If he can't use Spectrum Brown to infect the colony, he'll resort to some kind... I stole this formula from Dr. Blossom, a failed prototype of Spectrum Brown. Look at this. Precisely. I see we're in your wheelhouse, Inspector. We're going to need 2 ingredients. A sample of essence of sprat, and 1 intact pod of parasite eggs. Cedric's warehouse in the Piraeus spaceport almost certainly carries a batch of sprat essence. You're a scientist and an inspector? I borrowed a centrifuge from the research lab. I'm glad I could count on... Once you're finished, head to the pilot house. We'll hijack the control system and disperse the cure into... Are you worried I'm gonna shoot you? You're right. Here. You take good care of my needler. There is one other thing. While you're at Piraeus Space... I know Cedric. There's nothing he wants more than... Best of luck.
Aha! To the...
We've got a fight on our hands.
Mess with us.
To make you smile.
Oh yeah! Get away from me!
What could that have?
Wanted to make you smile!
I just want to be your friend!
Law, how'd you get in here alive? You are alive, yeah? And not one of them? No, you look clean. Good. You'd better get inside with the others.
Inspector, you made it. I'm afraid you may find the spaceport is at the moment. Regardless, you must have... With Helen, You flatter me, but no, of course not. Knowing implies certain... This anti-parasitic, it would restore my people to their original, non... Well, I'll take my people's probable cure over their guarantee. Coincidentally enough, Slug can... Ella Tinsley, the warehouse foreman. You remember her. There's a package on the... You're right. I don't. Now then, is there anything else I can do? Whew. Whatever it was, it happened quickly. Survivors are still trickling in. We've put out a call to Slug agents not at the docks to keep their distance. With the warehouse's stores, Slug could hold out here for weeks, easily. Possibly months. Oh, my. You mean Lou was up to no good this whole time? It's an ambitious plan, I'll give him that. But tell me, why should I help you, Inspector? I am. Forgive me. Humor as a coping mechanism intends it. You can expect Slug support. I'll arrange for my agents to meet you at the distillation station. There are slugs in the Spectrum Brown bottles, Inspector. I am operating on the theory that this is... As thrilled as I am to assist you in taking down Lou, I imagine you have a plan. Are you really? I'll admit, I'm awfully fond of my agents. Thank you.
Want to guess which gland essence of sprat comes from? Yeah, me neither.